Thank you, Lasca Hirlock. Minister, you're very welcome. I'm not going to ask you anything today that the government doesn't already agree with in principle. The Liffey Valley is recognised as a special amenity area, so it is of outstanding beauty and special recreational value. And as you know, that's recognised by Fingal County Council, South Dublin County Council and the Department of Environment. But time has stood still. Nothing of note has happened in relation to conservation or to enhance the beds as an amenity area from the early 90s. In fact, my father was a TD at the time, and as I said, time has stood still. That's despite the wonderful assets, the stunning natural environment. There's Shackleton Mills, which has been described as the jewel of the crown of Fingal heritage assets. It hasn't been developed, but they have obtained it. It was a water-powered flour mill from the 1770s. There is the Silver Bridge, Farmley Bridge, built by the Guinness family in the 19th century to supply electricity and water from the Liffey Valley and for workers coming from Palmerstown. Via Waterstown Park, which is another beautiful park in the area. 300 species of plants, animals and birds, a 5-kilometre track and a natural playground. There are weirs dotted along the strawberry beds that people don't know about. And the best way to enjoy it is by kayak, because the roads are used as a rat run for the M50. I've been recently successful in designating the area for cycling. 18 signs have gone up and lining is going on to the tarmac over the summer. But I wasn't successful in getting advisory cycle lanes because that would necessitate lighting on the road. But all of these changes aren't enough. Until COVID, this is an area that falls literally between two stools, two metropolitan stools of Blanchardstown on one side and Fonthill and Lucan on the other. It has an underutilised strategic purpose. And there have been opportunities missed over the years. 260 acres at St Edmundsbury was sold by NAMA 10 years ago. And there were calls at the time to purchase the land to create a Liffey Valley National Park, to join up the lands from Island Bridge to St Catherine's Park and Leakslip, including Lucan Domain, which was secured under the Rainbow government all those years ago. And during COVID, businesses have sprouted up as well. The Strawberry Hall has evolved with Goat's Gruff. There's the Wren's Nest. They're evolving their business. The Angler's Rest has been there for years. And there's a market at St Catherine's Park. Lucan Village itself is being marked as a destination town with 2 million going into public realm and tourism. The Liffey Valley Trail is something that I steered myself and Councillor Howard Mahoney when I was on Fingal County Council. We started up a working group, a tourism working group. Councillor Siobhan Shovlin is working on it now too. We've launched that as a tourism proposition, and 140,000 has been secured from the Department of Culture, Heritage and the Gaeltacht to restore the Silver Bridge. There's the Royal Canal Loop, the Canal Loop, which is going to join the future greenways of the Royal Canal and the Grand Canal as well. But we need more. All of these changes are coming because of the beauty of this area and the value of the area, but yet it's behind. It's at the periphery. You know, the Mona Lisa, you wouldn't hide it away. You wouldn't hide the history and the beauty of it away, and yet we aren't establishing this or taking advantage of its potential. And I think the localism that we've seen because of COVID is showing us the potential more. So we need a feasibility study, Minister, from the Department of Transport, looking at cycling and walking, a route between the Phoenix Park and St Catherine's Park along the Strawberry Beds. It's not the busiest commuter route, but it would be more of a recreational value. We need to think bigger about this, taking in Fingal and South Dublin County Council and establishing the area and developing it as an official park and potentially as for a recreational amenity.
Minister, 4 minutes, please.
Thank you, Chair. And I would like to thank Senator Currie as well for giving me the opportunity to address the channel today on behalf of the Minister for Transport to talk about the very important issue of investment in cycling infrastructure, which will ultimately make our cities, towns and villages more accessible for everyone. As you will be aware, the programme for government sets out an ambitious, wide-ranging set of commitments in relation to walking and cycling, and has committed that €360 million in cross-government funding will be spent on walking and cycling per annum over the lifetime of the government, equivalent to 20% of the 2020 transport capital budget. This investment will help support the planned delivery of almost 1,000 kilometres of improved walking and cycling infrastructure by 2025, as well as additional investment in greenways. Minister Ryan was delighted to announce earlier this year an allocation of €240 million to active travel projects in the Greater Dublin area and the 4 regional cities. This funding will support the addition of 233 new sustainable transport projects to the NTA's investment programme in 2021. The NTA will be tasked with overseeing and supporting the development of the high-quality mobility infrastructure across all projects and will also ensure that projects are accessible and age-friendly. Fingal County Council, which is the lead local authority for the Strawberry Beds area, received an allocation of €14.87 million under this funding programme, which is a sizable allocation and will facilitate progress on numerous projects this year across the Fingal County area. I know that Minister Ryan fully understands that in order to deliver these projects, local authorities require adequate resources to do so. As you are also likely aware, the Department of Transport has therefore agreed to fund 218 active travel posts in local authorities across the country to ensure delivery of the increased programme of active travel infrastructure. In January, Minister Ryan wrote to the County and City Management Association to advise that Fingal County Council have been allocated up to 18 additional staff through this funding, and I understand the necessary recruitment processes are already underway. The Department of Transport is also working with Transport Infrastructure Ireland and the NTA to develop a national cycle network, which will ensure that the investments are focused in an efficient manner and which should outline the cycling routes that are currently available across the country, identify gaps in the network and ascertain the improvements which are likely to be required. In relation to the specific matter raised by the Senator is likely aware that the transport strategy for the Greater Dublin area was approved by Government in 2016. Under the Dublin Transport Authority Act, the NTA must review the transport strategy every 6 years, and this review assesses the implementation of the current plan and looks to produce an updated strategy which will set out the framework for investment in transport infrastructure and services, taking us to 2042. The scope of the transport strategy encompasses all land transport modes and services in the Greater Dublin area, including cycling. As part of the broad range of inputs into the preparation of the transport strategy, the NTA is updating the 2013 GDA Cycle Network Plan. The need for cycling infrastructure and the appropriateness of the road network at and in the vicinity of the Strawberry Beds is being examined as part of that update. This updated plan will be published for consultation as a background paper for the transport strategy in September. The step change in funding committed in Budget 2021 for investment in sustainable transport projects is proof of the Government's commitment to active travel, and both I and Minister Ryan look forward to the delivery of the numerous projects around the country over the course of this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for that update. And it is encouraging to hear that the cycling infrastructure and the appropriateness of the road network at the Strawberry Beds is on the radar. But I suppose I wanted to be on the radar in the right way, that this area cannot be a rat run for the M50. It shouldn't just be there to accommodate people travelling from one side of the city to the other, that the potential for a recreational area connected to the local communities needs to be put on the agenda. And I think that this government is doing so much great work in the area of cycling and walking infrastructure and valuing it, that this is an opportunity that can't go, that can't be overlooked. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Chair. I note the Senator's points, and I will relay them back to Minister Ryan when I see him later this week. I would also like to mention some smaller scale initiatives that are being progressed by the Department of Transport to support and promote efforts to increase active travel. These include the recently launched Safe Routes to School programme, which will provide funding to accelerate the delivery of walking and cycling infrastructure on key access routes to schools. It's had a huge response with applications from over 900 schools nationally. The €15 million additional outdoor infrastructure fund to support local authorities in enhancing outdoor urban space and improving walking and cycling infrastructure through short-term measures. This will assist the safe outdoor reopening of society as Ireland gradually emerges from the pandemic. And then finally as well, a joint initiative with my own department in rural and community development, which will see the provision of high quality upcycled bikes and e-bikes for those on low incomes and those who are most marginalised and disadvantaged. Thank you.